I almost forgot to light the candles in the front again today. I went to push the start button, the record button, and then I saw that they weren't lit, so I stopped for a second and it didn't get to 4:45, although now it is. Anyway, the title for today is Love Operates Compassionately, or It's Not Love. As I sat in the silence, or more correctly, laid on my bed, I was somewhat amazed at the peace I was feeling. How could this be? I have to go to court again today in the matter concerning the attempted theft of my home. Why was I not feeling anxious as at other times in similar situations? Perhaps it is because of the inner work that has been going on with me and for me, for all of us. Day by day for the past several years, especially once I began the daily videos, the universe has been supplying what I need when I need it. Even when I have railed against God for apparent lack of compassion, I have not been forsaken. Love does not abandon its child during a temper tantrum, and the Most High has not abandoned us as we face the beast that has enslaved us for eons. The Compassionate One is helping us remember who we are, so that empowerment can replace enslavement. Indeed, I actually slept better last night. I got more sleep than I normally get. I mean, uh, I turned off the lights at 9 o'clock, but I actually think I took a nap earlier in the evening for about an hour before I even turned out the lights. And then I didn't wake up until I guess around 2 o'clock. So for me, that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. And as I said, I laid there and it was peaceful. And I have to go to court. Now, maybe one of the reasons that I feel such peace is because this time I'm going into the court with a counterclaim, demanding that the attorney that's been trying to steal my home produce proof of claim. In fact, they can't proceed any further till that proof is on the table, so to speak. It has to be brought forth. And I know that, so I'm not going in defending anything. I'm going in making them defend, because they have brought an action against me. And I mean, that's the legal things, but the spiritual part. I've been fighting, we've all been fighting, well, at least those of us that are aware of what's going on in the world have been fighting a battle to win back our freedom, to win back our rights, and to claim our birthright and our inheritance for a long time. I mean, the human race has been involved in this. And back when we began, let's just go back when I began doing the daily videos. I had gotten involved with RUSA, and then the OPPT, and then Swiss Indo, and then finally the ambassador more recently. And I was under the impression that what we really needed was funding. I no longer believe that. We don't need funding. And in fact, if they would eliminate some of the crap that's in our world with the court system and the banking system, we wouldn't need funding at all for anything. Or actually, all the funding that we would need would be there to provide the infrastructure that would allow us to have the rest, the silence, to be able to go inside and to do the inner work and to grow and to awaken and to remember that we are children of the Most High. And the Most High, if God had answered my prayers the way that I've wanted different times, it probably would not have turned out very well. although I thought that that was the solution. I said love operates compassionately. Compassion means with passion, but it also means with wisdom. And God operates with wisdom in this that's happening. And I think, I have the sense that the old man, we're talking about the guy that's 300 and some years old, that's actually in China working with the family and bringing them around to wisdom. Oh, they, like the rest of us, have been caught up in the money game, in the legal fiction game, in the corporate game. They've been all caught up in doing their commerce and their lies and crimes against humanity. Yeah, we're talking the family, but the family is waking up. A few here and there, and apparently the leadership in the family on the mandate from heaven is turning things around. But it's a process. It's a process. And it's operating with love because it doesn't want to see God, the Most High, Creator, Great Spirit, pick your name, first cause, does not want to see us continuing our enslavement, continuing to be entrapped in a system of deception. It's a war against ignorance, but we're all part of that ignorance. All of us. Me too. I mean, we get caught up in it. And love sees that. And even when it appears to be standing back and doing nothing, there's an inner work that's going on. That's what was coming home to me today in the quietness of my meditation. Yes, I got another email yesterday from someone else they're threatening to take her home. That's been paid for with cash. And the fraud continues. All taxation, well, almost all taxation is fraud. It's all part of the corporate game. Governments do not need to take money from people to operate. Governments have the authority to use whatever means of exchange they come up with in their wisdom to nurture and help a society advance and to help the people grow up and remember. But of course, as soon as you implant greed into that, the motivation of it's for money, compassion no longer applies. There is no compassion. There is no love when greed gets in the way. Love of money is the root of all evil. Not money, love of money. And that's not love. It's not love for something that's real. It's just a tool. And when the tool replaces the nature of things, we become unnatural or artificial or legal fictions, slaves to something that's beastly. And it's becoming archaic as we awaken, as we remember. We can take back the words and let them mean what they're supposed to mean and stop the abuse. But compassion means we're willing to stand and tell the truth. And I realized as I was meditating this morning that I have been inadvertently used by the Creator to sort of be a role model of what this process looks like. The ups and the downs, the bliss and the anger. and all of the extremes in the dance of opposites that takes place. And I've manifested that. I've shared it openly, day by day. And it's interesting, the compassion that I felt as sometimes there was not even any thoughts, just peace. And just peace. As I laid there, just peace. Even the awareness that, yeah, you're going to court today. It's no big deal. No big deal. I want to win, though, for all of us. But you see, I can't do it for other people. Because it's your process. Your life is your process. It's your remembrance. It's your unfolding. You've got to learn who you are. You've got to go back and you've got to take out the broken pieces. And you've got to see how they go together. And nobody can do that for you. You have to do it for you. Each of you. I have to do it for me. Yes, I can point, look there, consider that, as people have done for me. Sometimes I've considered what I've been shown. Sometimes it doesn't resonate. I'm not ready for it, or it doesn't seem to fit. It may have fit for the other person, but it doesn't fit for me. And we have to learn to honor ourselves, because love begins with honoring who you are. You can't love God, you can't love your neighbor until you love yourself. But we don't love ourselves. And that's the sad reality. Because we don't even know who we are. Yeah, as I said in one previous video, we're ignorant. Or as Vladimir said, we're a bunch of idiots. And we are. But we're starting to get it. We're starting to get it right. We're starting to remember. Which means bringing back the members of our body, of our being, and reconciling the beast within us. Reconciling the creator within us. Reconciling all of the seemingly at war parts, individually and internally. And someone said, Ron, when are you going to stop railing about a separate God out there? You know, we think of it as being out there lots of times, but more and more, I'm seeing it all as being in here. It's inside of me. The whole thing is taking place inside of me. There is no out there. That's the bad definition. It's not out there. It's all inside of humanity and inside of each human. Each one. And it doesn't matter if we're of the light or of the dark, because it's one coin. It doesn't matter if it's masculine or feminine, because it's one thing. It's one energy that operates in a dance. But we've, of course, operated for a long time in the dual, to our downfall. We've been misdirected, thinking that money was going to help, thinking that gold was going to help. The family's wise enough to know that handing out money, it would just end up back in the hands of the same criminal element where it's always ended up. Because humans, even ones that say they want to do the right thing, don't. It's exploited and wasted on riotous living. Oh yeah, there's your inheritance. And you end up in the pig pen with the swine. Because you haven't remembered who you are. So because love operates with compassion, or compassionately, we are being forced into the cauldron that makes us see that we are the gold. We are the value. We are the seat of wisdom. We are the creators. We are the ones who labor to make the new heaven and the new earth. It's not given to us on a silver platter. It's something that we have to work for, that we have to create. It requires not just belief, but action. That's compassion. That's the power of love that transforms us from the inside out. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you for listening. Namaste.